Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me in this series of Angular and .NET Core videos. Here in this series, we will develop a multi-page Angular app with .NET Core MVC 6. Here is the business case that is suited for the multi-page applications. So let's say you are an architect of the company and a client come to you for a development of an enterprise application. You understand the requirements and you decided to go with the .NET Core as a backend and front end with the Angular. The latest one is it would be Angular 12 that we are going to use during this project. They also have a requirement of the company website which must be SEO enabled, and you decided to go with MVC website with the server side rendering enabled, so that every page has its own link and SEO can be done for the website properly. Later, you discover that they want the app to be part of the website. That's where the multi-page application scenario come into play, and in this video series we are going to solve this problem. What we are going to do, we will create a MVC website from an empty .NET Core project. Later we will add our first Angular app into the MVC website, and we'll create some web components and integrate them into the MVC website. That will give you a clear idea of how we can use Angular components as web component in MVC application. It will enhance your skills for developing web components for MVC applications. Next, we will create a second Angular app which will have some components of its own, and we will integrate it into one of the MVC page. So bonus option that I will give you in this series would be we will deploy this multi-page application into the Docker, and we will run it from the Docker. So without further delay, let's jump into the code. Okay, here I am in Visual Studio 2019. Let's create our new empty .NET Core 6 project. You can search it from here, empty, or I have already searched it, so you can search it from here. Select it, select the appropriate location for creating this project. I am going to select the YouTube folder where I will give it a name of multi-page app. Uh, that's all. That would be the name for this project. You can give it any name that you think would be suitable for you. I am not going to enable HTTPS apparently at the moment. I am not going to enable the Docker initially, but we will add that feature later down the road. Let's move forward and create the project. Here we are in the project. Let's run it for the first time and see what we could get in a default empty project template. Definitely it would be a hello world from coming from this program.cs file. You see that in the latest project template they have removed the startup.cs file as well, and they have made the Kestrel web server option as a default in all the projects. Here we have our output from our project, hello world. If you guys can see it, I can make it a little bigger so that you can see that it's coming from this line of the code. So let's move forward. We need to make this empty project a MVC application, so MVC enabled application. So we need to add some code here. Let's comment this out. What we are going to do, we are going to add the view controller support for this project. So builder dot services dot add controller with views. That's the function we are going to use. This function would enable the controller and views in this empty project. Next, what we need to give it a routing. So we can use a couple of methods for the routing. One is we can use map default controller route. What it would do, it would simply add default controller route, which is controller is equal to home controller slash action would be index and slash id. You can use this function, or you, if you want to customize it, you can use the other function, that is dot map controller route. Here you would need to give it a name like default. Next you need to give it a pattern. Let's say that would be controller is equal to slash controller is equal to home slash action is equal to index action index slash id with an optional. So if you want to use a custom routing path, you can use this method, but I would be going with the default route method. So we have added the routing methods. So let's move into the project and create a couple of folders. One of them must be controllers. The second one would be views. So these are the default folders that we would need to enable the MVC. So moving forward, we will create a roller here. I would be going with the empty MVC controller. Home would be suitable for me. So let's move forward and create our controller. An empty controller has been created. I am just cleaning up the code, remove the unused usings. So let's add our view. It would be a first view. So let's add a razor view, an index razor view, so that it can generate its code. So we have created our view. Here is the view that we can see index home index. Let's change it before running it. Here is the index view has been created. This is the home view that has been created. Let's give it a home name, and let's run our project and see if our MVC has been enabled or not. So yes, our MVC has been enabled. Let's make some changes and see if they are reflecting. So it's not updating. You see, it's not updating because Microsoft has by default disabled the compilation of the views. So what we would need to enable it during our development. So for that, we will need to add a NuGet package. Here, what you need, Razor compilation. Yeah, Razor runtime compilation. That's what you need to search. Here we have, I am including the pre-releases because this is the latest one, .NET 6 preview that we are going in, we are using in this project. So let's install this NuGet package. Accept it. So once you install this, you see that your project file has been updated with this runtime compilation. Next, we need to call its function here, dot runtime, add razor runtime compilation. That's the function we need to call it from that NuGet package that we installed. Now let's run our project and see if our changes are going to be reflected into the view. Let's remove the updated text and see if it's updating. Yes, it's updating now. Okay, so we have enabled the MVC in our project, in our empty project. So let's move forward and create our layout for the website and other controllers that we need for a simple MVC enabled website. So for that, first of all, we would need a layout page, definitely. A kind of a master page that would we use for all the child pages. So let's create that master layout. We would add a right click on the view and add, click on the add view button, and here we would add a razor view empty. Here we will choose a razor layout. Let's say I'm saying it master layout. Okay, it has been created here because we may have a multiple layouts. So let's create a shared folder and move this master layout into that new folder with the name of shared. And I just moved it into the shared folder. So let's I have created a master layout for static files. So let me add another layout page for our apps which we will use later on. Sorry, we will select razor view empty, and we will again use layout. And here I will say app layout. So because we have a couple of layout files, so what we need to tell, there are a couple of ways. Either you can place the layout information here that you are going to use HARED. So yes, we need to go one level above for the shared folder. So here we have a master layout working in this page. So let's see, if I want to use app layout, I would have to change it here. If I refresh it, it has been changed. So one way of doing is that we use layout for each page and mention it in every page. The other way would be, what we can do is we can add a startup view where we mention that for the startup pages, this would be the layout that we are going to use. That in that case we would not need any specification of layout in each web page. So let's add that view. Because it would be a single view, so we can add it in the at the root level. Empty razor view. So what we need razor view start. So add that, and here in the start, what we will do, because in all the static website pages we are going to use master layout. So we will what I will do, I will copy this name, and here in the view start page I will paste it here. And next what I will do, I will remove it from here. And now let's run our project and see if our master layout is being used from the view start CSHTML page. Okay, our master layout is being used in the index page. So let's move forward, and let's add some CSS bootstrap into our master layout. Let's make our canvas ready for the website. So what I will do, I will close everything. I'm going to open getbootstrap.com simply. I'll go into the documentation and I'll try to see what I would need to integrate it. I'm not going to download anything. I'm just using CDNs, so it would be fast for your website as well. I'm copying the CSS. Here I am back in the project in our master layout. Here at the top, here I would add the CSS. Next, what would I need? I would need this bundle. I'll copy this bundle and I'll paste it here at the bottom of the body. So in this way, we have added the bootstrap in our project. So next, what we need a navigation on the top, and for the navigation, let's go to bootstrap. Into the components, you will have the navigation here, navbar. So here we have a standard navigation with the search bar. I don't think so. We need some search bar. What we would need a simple navigation bar like this. Yes, this could be. This is one something we can use. What I would do, I would do just a quick copy here, and here I would need a header, and in this header I would paste the navigation. And let's see if this navigation can be displayed. If anything is missing, we can add that regarding the bootstrap. So yes, we have our navigation here, default with the no theme and default navigation with working. So let's move KD. So the header section is almost completed. We what we need to next, what we need to do. If you want to change a bit theming for the navigation navbar, you can use some colorful themes from here. Let's try to use the blue one. So what we need, we would need this. class from here, and we would what navbar light, navbar is there, light and pg light. So navbar is already there, we don't need that, we need navbar dark and bg primary. So let's try to run this. So yes, looks good. Let's so okay, one thing that I would need a gutter on the back, on the sides, so that it could be. So for that, uh, let's see in the gutter section of the bootstrap what we have there, so which can be used. So here in getting customized in layout, yeah, here we have a gutters. Here we can use, let's say, we use gx5 or let me use px4. That works fine for us. Yeah, I think it's fine for us. Next would be the body section. In the header section, I would also, okay, in the body section, next would be our main container. So we would add a div with class name container. Container. We will put this render body into this div and see what we got here. So yeah, we have also bit nesting of the body of the page. So moving forward, we need some header. Let's change the navigation for the navigation bar. Give it. Let's also give it some name for the website. Initially, let's say it's. I am giving it a bit of AI, just a name. You can give any name to your site. I'm not putting a logo here. Well, this place is for the logo. Later we see if we can place a logo here. Next is what home, we would be home. For the features, we will have a services, we will have an about page. I'm going to delete this disable section, we don't need that. Next we would need a contact page, and lastly we will have a link for Angular app or something app. Maybe you can say sign up, sign up. Let's use app for the time being. And okay, we have changed our navigation links. Accordingly, we have given the name for the logo as well. We removing the active link as well, so that we can have a simple plain top bar. Uh, Next, I would need what I would need. I would need a banner for the website. So for the banner, let's see what we have in the Bootstrap. In component section, I would need a carousel that can be used in our slides. So where I with the indicators. So let's use this one. This one is looks fine and looks good with the indicators left and right bars as well. So I'm not going to use the labeled one. So let's use this one. This looks simple to me. So here in after the navigation section in the in the container section before the body here I would like to add this carousel section. Let's see what we got because we don't have images as of now. So, and here we would need to give images. Just for the testing, let's comment these images section and place some text here so that we can check it if it's working or not. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3. Let's see what we got here. Slide 1. So that means it's working. Here is slide 2 and slide 3. Here we have this. Okay, so moving forward, let's get some images and place them in our website. So to serve the static content, we would need a www root folder in our MVC app. So let's create that folder. Add new folder. Rename it. Okay, we need to stop the app. Rename it to www. So we have created the www root folder. In this folder, we would need a folder with the name images. Here we need some speaks a bit. What I need? I need header images. So let's use some. This looks good. One. Two, three. And let's say this is the fourth. So what we need to download these images. Download. Two, three, and the fourth. Let's pick up these images from the download folder and place them in slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, and last slide 0. I'm copying all these files and I'm pasting it here in images folder. Next, we need to add them in our master layout where we were adding this slider. So I need to uncomment KU this section, and here what I would do, I would give the path that would be slash images slash www root slash images slash slide 0. So here for the alt, I will give it to slide 0. I am copying it, paste, and I am adding one more for the fourth slide. So 3, 2, and here I copy 1. So let's run the control QD. So let's run the project and see if our slider is working. Okay, we have not added, we need to change something in program files. We need to add support for use static files. That was missing. That's why our images were not showing there. Let's rebuild our project because we have changed in the CS file. Okay, our slider is here. Okay, we have 4 images in the slider, but here we can see only 3. 3, 2, 3, let's say 4. Let's see if we can see all of them. Okay, there is a duplicate of slide 0. Here should be 1. So our slider is working, but let's give some class with MB of like 2 maybe. I want to create a bit difference between header and navigation bar. So yeah, it's a bit 2. So let's give it a 1 and see if that looks. Yeah, now it looks. So let's move forward and create our pages. Then we will come back and see if we need any further CSS changes in our header. So let's create the footer as well. Container. Here we need footer. Footer section we would need our div. this we may need ampersand copy 2021 bit of, let's say, AI and an anchor tag to, let's say, href privacy. Here I will write privacy. Okay, we have added a footer as well in our website. So, okay, let's create controllers, and let's create the views and then come back to some CSS stuff. Here I would need a controller for complete for all the elements, all the navigational elements. So let me open this. I would need a controller for services, for about, and for contact. For the app section, we will see it later when we add Angular applications in our coming videos. So let's add, stop it, stop the project. Let's add a controller with empty controller with the name services. So we have created our controllers. Let's create views for each of them. For about, what I would do, I would just hit here, add a view. We'll read a razor view, just select it, and that's it. We don't need to do much. For the contact controller, we will need a contact us page. So for the contact us page, we will need some kind of model against that. So for the model, we will need models folder here. So let's add a models folder. In models folders, we need to add a class for the contact us page. So let's say this class is contact us. Okay, contact us would be fine. Here I would have 3 or 4 things like property. So I have added a model for contact us that we would use in our templates. So for models, we have to add import view for the models. So for that, let's add our view razor view of imports. Razor view imports. Here in the import section, we would need to add our project name first of all. At the rate using multi-page app. Next, so that's all we needed for this import section. So now we will go and add view for the contact, add view, and here razor view. So cancel. We will add a razor view, not empty. And here in the template section, I would use create. And here I would use a contact us as our model and create. So we have created our controllers, we have created our views. So next what we will need to add over navigation prop in the view section. So first let's come back into our master layout, and let's add the navigation section complete. Here we won't be using href, but we will need here we will need ASP dash controller. For services we have services controller, and ASP dash action we have index action for this, because where I can see this index here in services, this is the action name that we need to provide here. Same goes for about, like ASP dash controller would be about, and ASP dash action would be the index. ASP dash controller would be contact, and ASP action would be index. Last but not least, we have for the app section here in the link class. So in the footer section, we also have a privacy link. So let's do this for it as well. What we need, ASP dash controller is equal to privacy, and ASP action would be equal to index. So let's see what we got in our views. We also need to change a bit about us. This is about view. And this is home. So, yeah, this is home. This is privacy. Straight. So in the services, this view would be used for services section. To the contact us page and made some changes. We would not need this ID, and also we won't be needing this bottom tool-based margin bottom of, let's say. See if, yeah, it looks fine, but yes, it's just 4 rows or so. Let me make it 6 rows. It looks better. So here, let's see privacy. If privacy page is also working, but our footer you see is not properly aligned on the foot. So for that, we would need to add CSS. So let's add some. For that, we would need a CSS folder here in www root where we can use some styles. I'm adding CSS here. Here in this, I add a new item of CSS style sheet. Let's give it a name, just styles.css, and add it here. And let me explain it after I copy it. So here, we are doing positioning of HTML. We are giving body a bottom margin of 16 pixels. We are setting the placement of the footer so that it remains on the bottom. We are giving a box a little bit shadow and a little bit branding of the navigation, which is already done. We don't need that, but still, let's add these styles into our master layout. Like we added bootstrap already, we need to add our custom one here. So let's add a link. Href would be equal to tilde sign after root slash okay slash css slash styles dot css for the footer so that it came right under where the body is closing basically. So yes, this carousel part, this header part is looking little bit oversized. So let's give it a proper height here. Not in the header, it's in the container. Here, what we can do, we can let's make it to 50. Yeah, now it's fine to me. This is our home view. This is the services, about section, contact section. Yes, this footer is a little bit overlapping with the create, so let's correct it. For create contact us section, here I can add it here in our page, in our button. Oh yeah, now it looks fine. So our MVC website is ready. We can add our content and we can move forward with our adding the Angular apps in our project. In our next video, we will add an Angular app and make this header a web component. And in our next app, we will attach that app to this app icon and load it when we click on this app icon.